Welcome, YouTube. I'm glad to have everyone back. You might have seen the shocking announcement in news yesterday when Trump took center stage in his his speech. Well, around 7 p.m. when Trump was scheduled to speak, Colorado Supreme Court ruled that Trump is being removed from the ballot via the 14th Amendment, Section 3 of the Constitution. Now, that's old news. Today's smoking gun. Christopher Caldiago on X. California Lieutenant Governor writes to Secretary of State Shirley Weber to explore every legal option to remove former President Donald Trump from California's 2024 presidential primary ballot. Here's the letter. We're going to read it. Start at the bottom. Dear Secretary Weber, based on the Colorado Supreme Court's ruling in Anderson versus Griswold, I urge you to explore every legal option to remove former President Donald Trump from the California's 2024 presidential primary ballot. I am prompted by the Colorado Supreme Court's recent ruling that former President Donald Trump is ineligible to appear on the state's ballot as a presidential candidate due to his role in inciting an insurrection in the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. This decision is about honoring the rule of law in our country and protecting the fundamental pillars of our democracy. Specifically, the Colorado Supreme Court held in Anderson versus Griswold that Trump's insurrection disqualifies him under the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to stand for presidential re-election because the candidate is ineligible. The court ruled it would be a wrongful act for the Colorado Secretary of State to list him as a candidate on that state's presidential primary ballot. Furthermore, Colorado Supreme Court cites conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch to make their case, saying the following: as then Judge Gorsuch recognized in Hassan, it is a state's legitimate interest in protecting the integrity and practical functioning of the political processes that permits it to exclude from the ballot candidates who are constitutionally prohibited from assuming office. California must stand on the right side of history. California is obligated to determine if Trump is ineligible for the California ballot for the same reasons described in Anderson. The Colorado decision can be on the basis for a similar decision here in our state. The Constitution is clear. You must be 40 years old and not be an insurrectionist. There will be the inevitable political punditry about a decision to remove Trump from the ballot. But this is not a matter of political gamemanship. This is a dire matter that puts at stake the sanctity of our Constitution and our democracy. Time of the essence as your announcement of the certified list of candidates for the March 5th, 2025 primary election is coming up next week on December 28, 2023. Thank you for all your work to make our state's elections a shining example across the country and world. For your time and consideration on this urgent matter. Best, Ambassador Eleni Kounalakis, Lieutenant Governor. And here's a picture of the scum. Oh, remember that face, people. Remember that face. She looks like she's from China. Doesn't surprise me. So, with that being said, Trump is being removed from the ballot in Colorado. But real quick, I'm going to take you over to Vivek's page where he pledged to withdraw from the election in Colorado if this decision is not rescinded. And we're going to take a look at it so you can all enjoy it with me and I can enjoy it with y'all. This is a repost from Vivek from where Carrie Lake retweeted his. We're going to get started.
The 14th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution. This was a provision, Section 3, that was designed to bar Confederate members, people who switched to the Confederacy, from actually being able to serve. That's very different than what's at issue here, to say the least. This is a
I just like to add that person who swapped is Ulysses S. Grant.
That we, the people, select our leadership. Not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States. That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw, I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic. I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong. And I think it's up to Republicans to step up and stand up with a spine for our country's future. That's really what's at stake. whether we, the people, actually have a say in deciding who leads this country. Yes, it would be easier for other Republicans like me who are running in this race to say, hey, if Trump is sidelined, there's our opportunity. No doubt other candidates are probably privately celebrating with their corporate sponsors. That's not the right thing to do.
Nope.
I think the most useful thing that every GOP candidate can do right now is to join me in that pledge.
Amen.
I'll say that I will withdraw from that Colorado GOP primary ballot until Trump's name is restored. This belongs to the people, not to the unelected Democratic cabal of judges in Colorado or any other state. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley and Chris Christie do the same thing, or else they're complicit in what the security state is trying to do to shut down Trump. I stand by that, and I expect them to do the right thing.
Me too. But if you think that, I'm going to show you real quick. It's not happening because Ron has made his point. Right here. No. We will find it. Wow. I want to say that's the tweet. No, I didn't. And here's Ron.
Swamy saying he will remove himself from the Colorado ballot unless Trump's eligibility is restored. Would you do the same?
No, I think that's just playing into the left. I think the case will get overturned by the Supreme Court, but I've qualified for all the ballots. I'm competing in all the states, and I'm going to accumulate the delegates necessary. That's the whole name of the game in this situation. But I do anticipate that that decision was political and will get reversed.
So don't smear him for what he just said, because he's 100% correct.
Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
What if the left is doing this so they can ensure Biden wins? And again, they're only doing this to ensure Biden can win. So anyone from the GOP who could potentially win and drops out, that is a shot in the foot to us. Absolutely not. I do not agree with that. But I do agree with the stance of saying, hey, remove my name off the ballot, in the sense that Vivek's doing it. Also, I'm 100% behind Ron. Vice versa. If you switch the roles, I'd still be behind it, because we need someone to have a spine like Trump. And we also need someone to be as sneaky as Ron is right here to say, nah, I'll clean up where he can't. I think it's a win-win, and we need to have more independent journalists who are actually millionaires right now that are on YouTube and have a name for themselves and a following and an audience, and they should actually be the ones speaking out against this, offering something of good, instead of going, oh, Ron's complicit with the left, or Vivek's a punk. No, that's not doing any good to this party. In the mission statement, all that is causing people to peacefully divorce from the party and say, yeah, they're all Trump supporters. And that is not what we want. Trump has been the greatest president of my life. I say that with total conviction. Sure, he made mistakes, but not as many as Obama. And if you think so, I will debate you one-on-one with this all day. Trump was the best president in 4 years that he was in, because one, the economy was the best it's ever been, got hit with a global epidemic, and come back, all without using proxy wars. What bolsters our economy? Now tell me a businessman like Trump ain't the guy fit for the job, or an entrepreneur like Vivek who finds a way to make budget sheets work. Tell me he's not fit for the job. Tell me a governor of Florida who's made Florida the #1 state in the United States of America is not fit for the job of presidency. If you can sit here and say that, you're a fool. You're a daggum fool. You should be ashamed of yourselves, call yourselves journalists, and get on here and smear someone who could potentially win this. You need to offer something of value instead of name calling or smearing, because it's not cool. It's not cute. Yeah, you're famous and all, But I'm telling you now, all you're doing is demoralizing and dehumanizing the party. You're actually being more of a bully than Trump's ever been. Y'all need to tighten up, man. And that's what I got to say about this. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure you comment and subscribe. It's going to be a doozy. Do you think Trump's going to be removed from the ballot in California now? I am hopeful that the Supreme Court gets this one right. But there's a small inkling in the back of my head that for whatever reason, the conservative court is not going to agree here. And if that's your viewpoint, let me know down in the comments down below. Today was a good day. Peace.